All right, everybody, grab some popcorn. We are going to do a mystery bike unboxing. In this box is a bike from our friends at Velo Orange, or Velo Orange as they'd probably prefer to be called. And going back and forth with them, Igor asked me, how should they build up the bike? And I said, surprise me. So that's it. I know what the frame is going to be, but in terms of components, whether it's got drop bars, alt bars, shifters, tires, no idea. No idea. So you'll notice this little thing here. I'm going to start calling it my Tony Stark cam. It's an Insta360 Go 2 to hopefully give you guys some POV footage as we unbox the mystery bike. What is inside, no one knows. Well, Igor knows, I don't know. But let's do it. So let's see. Start over here. Ta-da! Yay! And what's inside? A bicycle of some sort. These are looking like some pretty fat meats here, so I'm getting excited. Let's pull her out. The front wheel. Okay. So I can tell you right off the bat, it is not a 650B bike. We'll dig into what it is exactly as I get the bike out here. Nice. Check these bars out. I think these are the crazy bars, maybe, I'm assuming. And this very festive looking bar tape. Let's get the actual frame out. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Nice. So what else is in the box here? There's a bag. Came with a bag, and this is a collab bag between Velo Orange and Roadrunner. Something tells me it's kind of a frontish loading bag. So this would go in the front. Is this the jammer bag? I'm not sure. And we got a seat post. Pretty sweet. Okay, nice. So we got a saddle, seat post, and what else? And this is interesting. Wasn't expecting this on this particular bike. No, it's not bags of money. You got a sweet t-shirt in here, and also an Axis charger. So now I am intrigued. Okay, I think that's everything that's in here. All right, let's start to get this up on the stand so you guys can actually see it. I'm gonna pull off the rear here. So it's got on it the new SRAM, I believe that's the GX electronic derailleur here. So it's an e-shifting bike. And looking at the tires here, these are tires by our friends at Ultra Dynamico, and they are 26 inch by 2.3. That's right, 26 inch is not dead, at least on this channel. Let's get this bike in the stand so you can actually see it. So this bike has something you guys probably haven't seen ever on the channel, and that is a kickstand, which is super functional, but makes it a little tricky to use in this stand. So quick change of plan. The bike doesn't quite fit on this bike stand, so I'm gonna do a little quick switcheroo and get the bike up on the stand. And if you haven't figured it out already, this is indeed the low kicker variant of the polyvalent. So this will be really interesting to ride and see how it rides compared to my older diamond frame with the quill stem. So here is the frame. It looks pretty dang good. I've only seen pictures of the low kicker online, and it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. Kind of this cooler grayish blue, not quite army green, definitely not army green. This kind of subdued and classy yet utilitarian green to it, which is nice. So in case you haven't figured out why it's called the low kicker, it's because it does have a sloping top tube. Not a mixie because it doesn't have the dual top tube, but definitely a step through. And I think in theory, it's supposed to have identical numbers to the polyvalent that I have. So 430 rear, I forget what the trail is. It's, I think, in the 50s. The front end is updated, however, because it's threadless. It's not a quill stem like my personal polyvalent. So it'll be interesting to see if that adds stiffness, how that affects ride quality, if you will. I think the geometry is the same, so for the most part, the steering should be the same. Although probably one of the biggest differences is going to be the wheel and tire size, 26-inch guys. So these wheels and tires should have the same outside diameter as 650B by 48, but because it's a wider tire, should provide more suspension. Whether it feels slower than not because of added weight in the tire or more pneumatic trail, we'll see. We'll see. That's why I do these videos. You can't, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got some Origin 8 Vice brakes, which look a lot like the Yokozunas, which look a lot like the Win R1s. So a hybrid brake. It has a small hydraulic reservoir, but is cable actuated. It's an awesome brake if it's similar to the Yokozunas I've tried in the past. At the end, it's got those cool Forger Cycles cable cherries, which I just put on my Bambora. So pretty sweet. And it does indeed have SRAM GX in the rear. So it's a mullet, yay! Like I mentioned, bam, it does have a kickstand. Nice touch. So it's a pretty herky one. Is this one of the plushers? I'm not sure. But double-legged kickstand. So you don't need a bike selfie stick or an invisible selfie stick because you're packing your own here. So let's put the handlebars on. So in theory, this should be a breeze because I just have to connect the two brake cables and the shifter is already connected via Magic. Oh yeah, we've got some party pace looking handlebar wrap. So these are the Crazy Bars. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be their latest iteration of it. So they've got a slight rise. I believe these are a little bit wider set apart. Bellow orange brake levers, the SRAM GX shifter. So just putting on the faceplate here. Yes, it's upside down. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. So if this isn't an alt bar, I don't know what it is. So putting on the front brake here, same thing. There should be a slot. Just line up the holes. So putting in the battery, I'll show you some sweet electronic shifting action. Oh wait, if I only had another hand here. Dang it. Well, I could do this. Let's see what that looks like. Nice. Is that good content? Actually, I think if I just keep my torso there, you guys can see. Nice. I'm gonna put some pedals on it and then take a little bit better B-roll outside and we can talk about the bike more outside. Let's do that. Right, so this is the bike out of the cave and into the daylight, and looking at it outside, it is a pretty sweet build. Sunlight really exposes the color more. It's this cool kind of metallic green, very subtle. You've got the Velo orange and this chrome shiny decal, and lots of pretty interesting components on this bike. Starting in the front, it's kind of hard to miss the Crazy Bar and the Crazy Tape that's on it. There are some Grand Cru Velo orange brake levers that feel super nice. Of course, the SRAM GX shifter. And on the stem cap here, it's this nice hammer finish stem cap. I don't know if this is VO's or if they're getting it from someone else. It also has some brass looking spacers here. Lots of touches of class. And of course, the frame itself, low kicker design. It still has the segmented fork with all the mounts, so you don't lose any utility, but manages a nice graceful line nonetheless. Just going out on a super quick spin here in the driveway because we are under smoke in Missoula. The brakes feel really good. They feel, you know, pretty dang close to the Yokozunas, so I think these might just be rebranded Yokozunas, which are rebranded Yun R1s. And of course, we gotta talk about the wheels and tires. These are indeed 26-inch wheels. The rims are labeled Velo Orange, so they must be offering some 26-inch rims out there. Moving backwards, we've got some black Black Sabbath pedals. Kickstand, which for this kind of shot is super useful. I don't have to bust out the shadow stand or anything like that. SRAM Apex crankset, and we talked about the rear before. It is the GX drivetrain. Finished off with a Grand Cru black seat post and black saddle. I'm really looking forward to testing out this bike. It's just such a a fun mishmash of modern with electronic shifting and kind of weird alt-bar-y stuff with some old school vibes in the 26-inch wheel and tires. So yeah, I think this bike is going to be a blast to test out. Next couple months, hopefully the smoke clears so I can make the content sooner than later. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. If you guys have any questions about the bike, leave those in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer them. And if you like bike content like this, stuff you won't see on other channels, be sure to consider supporting the channel. Join us on Patreon, buy some stickers and prints, all that good stuff. And as always, keep the supple side down.